Aloha! It's been a while. It's also been a while since I've shaved. Oh, jeez. I can fix that. Yeah, that's much better. Anyway, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on where you are. Good num morning and all the rest. I'm back. It's been a while since my face has been in a video, I'm aware. But that was because, you know, Blue Reflection had HUD literally everywhere on the screen, so I didn't want my face cam to be in the way of that. And moving forward, anytime we live stream a game that's going to be super story focused and it's a story I care about, I'm going to be turning off face cam, just so then I'm not like in the way or interrupting anything. It's only if it's a game where it's like, if it's either, you know, even if it's a story driven game, if I'm not that fussed about the story, then I will leave the cam on. Or if it's just, you know, playing something for fun, like Sonic Origins on Thursday, which we'll get to, then I will keep the cam on. But as it stands, yes, story-based games, so Blue Reflection, will not be, even when we go into New Game Plus. Talking about that though, on Thursday, which will be tomorrow as the time of upload, Sonic Origins will be releasing. That will be what we're going to be streaming next. And I wanted to do a little update video to kind of talk about what the plan is beyond that. Because Sonic Origins is obvious. I don't know how many streams that will be. At bare minimum 1, obviously. But it depends how quickly we burn through the rest of those Sonic games. I want to mess around with the mission mode. I want to see what's actually different in each version. You know, like what's like been added, what's in the remaster, how much cleaner Sonic 3 and K is, what the new music sounds like. Because, you know, the Jetsons track that played in Ice Cap and the MJ involvement tracks aren't in the game. They've been all replaced with new mixes made by Jun Sonoye, so I'm very excited to see what they are like and how they sound and all the rest, because it's paving a new way, a new path for the future for Sonic 3 and Knuckles, where they'll finally be able to, you know, use their own music instead of having to worry about licensing all the time when they want to port Sonic 3 to something. But that will be there. Every other stream though, so probably not with Origins, because in case it takes 2 streams, but if it takes 1 stream, it doesn't matter. So on Friday, for example, we'll be doing more Blue Reflection. And if you haven't been watching it and are wondering, Rob, but you just finished Blue Reflection Second Light, why are you going through it again? It's because there's unique content in New Game Plus, and it's a hard mode playthrough. And it's my favourite game, one of my all-time favourite games now. I said yesterday on stream, and it still stands, that game is one of the best experiences I've ever had in a video game, full stop. And so of course I want to jump straight back in. And the fact that people were in chat were on board with it and wanted to see me go through it again on hard mode, to see the true ending, to see all the little things I missed, there's no excuse not to. Of course I'm going to jump back in. Of course I'm going to play that. But I understand that it's not for everyone. You know, this anime-esque RPG game about empathy, so making it every other stream allows me to continue keeping other things moving. Obviously, if there's a point where there's nothing for me to play, or nothing that I'm up for playing, and Blue Reflection's sitting there, it's a good fallback game at all points, which is kind of like the other thing I wanted to get to. There have been points where I've been streaming where I haven't had a fallback game if I finished something too early and ended up doing a shorter stream, or just, you know, not doing a stream one day because I just don't have something to play. That won't be a problem if we've got Blue Reflection we still need to get through its second playthrough. Any day there's a point where I'm not up for jumping into the next thing or whatever, it doesn't matter, we've got something. Speaking of what's next though, after Sonic Origins, I think it's about time I jump into A Hat in Time. I played it when it first originally came out, before any of the expansions came out, at launch on PS4. If you don't know, the console version of A Hat in Time was actually several updates and patches behind the PC version. I don't know if it still is, because it's been a number of years, but things have changed since then, and that's not even including the fact that 2 full expansions came out for it. So it'll be a nice return to form, to go back to it, see what's new and changed up in the adventure, see where they've replaced collectibles, and ultimately go through those expansions. After that, we've got Castlevania Curse of the Moon, and I'm debating after that jumping into Bloodstained, but it depends what mood we're in after Curse of the Moon, because it'll be 2 Metroidvanias back to back otherwise. And we're going to continue that trend up until the summer. Like, I've got a few more plans, but I don't want to give everything away. When Blue Reflection 2 A Second Light finishes, we will then finally be entertaining what JRPG I'll be going to next, because I do like the idea of having a JRPG burning in the background, because I love JRPGs, and I've been in a huge gust mood thanks to these Blue Reflection games. Especially, like I said, Blue Reflection 2 is one of the best games I've ever played, and I say that wholeheartedly. If you haven't tried it yourself, give it a go. It's so damn good. Even if you haven't played the first one, or if you're living in, say, like Australia where the first game wasn't released, try and get a hold of this game anyway. It's worth it. It's such a beautiful and endearing game. But once we're done, we've got Soul Hackers in August, which I'm looking forward to. So I might have to do smaller projects because I want to be halfway through an RPG when Soul Hackers comes out. At some point, I want to cover Atelier Ryza, the other games, like other franchise that Gust makes that isn't Blue Reflection, the Atelier games, because I really enjoyed Ryza and I think it'd be nice to go through it. And then that will kind of hopefully lead us into autumn, in which case, when we get there, I can think about what in God's name I play next. But that all being said, I wanted to kind of keep this a brief update sort of thing. I know I'm talking a bit, but I also wanted to use this opportunity because I've become aware of my time streaming that I kind of need to, as much as I feel like an arsehole doing it, I need to bring attention to my Patreon. And I know, I can hear it already, I can hear the, oh fuck, here we go. I know. Ultimately, however, I want to keep making content, I want to keep streaming. But it doesn't change the fact I don't earn a single penny out of it. And I don't like doing this, and I also, for the record, never want to make a point of making out that you need to, or that I really must make it that you have to, and any of that shit. If you are even slightly worried, or slightly unsure, or slightly hesitant, please don't support me on Patreon. I know that sounds a bit backwards, but please don't. I'd rather you worry about yourself. I would feel bad, and I would genuinely not feel good with that money if I knew it came from someone who was struggling. I would much rather if it was spare and you felt like just giving me a tip, that kind of idea. However, that money would be able to be used to feed straight back into this, to eventually get better equipment and tech, maybe get better camera work, maybe get a better microphone, maybe get to be able to pick out games depending on how much I earn in, maybe even at one point make enough of a living of this that I can quit my day job. I'm not that optimistic that I'll ever get to that point, because I'm not naive enough to think that I'll just suddenly take off in that sense, but every penny can help fuel that journey and take me there. So if you do and you're okay with it and you're completely financially sound, every single penny really, really helps. It's in the description of every video, it's on the about page of my channel, it's right there. But drifting away from that topic slightly, because I don't like talking about it because I feel like an arsehole every time I do, I also have a Twitter that you can find on the about page, and it's also in the description of every live stream I do. And that Twitter is the easiest way to get any kind of contact with me. I don't respond to DMs, but if you comment on my posts or anything like that, I will respond to them. I will engage in conversation with you, even if it's somewhat unrelated topics. If it's radically unrelated, like if you start talking politics, I'm going to be a bit like, okay, dude, whatever. But if it's like months down the line, you happen to go through a game that I've live streamed and you're like, oh, I finally got through this and I really like this and that. What do you think of this and that? I'll get back to you. And it will also be helpful if I'm not streaming one day out of the blue that you can use it. Last point I want to make is to do with scheduling. Moving forward, I want to try and make a point of my timetable being more consistent, and that is streaming 5 days a week, every day but Wednesday and Saturday. Obviously there'll be outliers, but that's the main goal. But that's anything anyway. I hope this was short and sweet and concise enough for you. As always, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Peace!